I am going to dedicate this video, and to everybody that's watching, of walking down the memory lane of my grandmother. And I want to create a different series of videos of her and what she has done, what she's proud of, and just different things that I could capture as she is welcoming her new stage of life. So, Grandma.
Yes.
How are you today?
I'm fine, Carol. How are you?
Good. I'm glad that you are here.
Yes.
So, I want you to state your name, your age, and really what your current favorite thing is.
From the beginning, I was Dorothy Louise Edwards. Then I got married for the first time, and I became Dorothy Louise Edwards Fleming.
Ooh.
Yes. And then the Lord blessed me with the second husband, and I became Dorothy Louise Edwards Morris.
Wow.
So right now, I am proud to be Dorothy Louise Edwards Morris.
Okay.
Yes.
That's crazy. And so what's your age?
Well, I am approaching my big milestone, which is 80 years old.
Yes.
And I want to say 80 years and holding.
Okay. 80 years and holding.
And holding.
Okay.
Because I really don't feel that 80th year hasn't kicked in yet, but I'm sure it will later on.
Probably.
Yes.
What are your favorite things right now as a current 80-year-old?
As a 79-year-old,
Okay,
that's
79,
going to be
sorry.
80. My current thing is being proud of who I am and what I have done in life, which is too numerous to count. You gotta want to see or read my book. And I'm proud that the Lord has blessed me to live to see the day. That's the first thing I'm so grateful for this time in my life, where I can actually reminisce and have a mind to look back. And not only look back, Carrie, but to look forward as well.
To look forward, yes. That's a part of life. You got to move forward. You got to keep going and just being a part of things that allows your life to be at ease and tranquility. Okay, so what is your most proudest moment of your life?
Okay, I think the most proudest moments have been each time I birthed a child. There's a sense of pride, a sense of motherhood. And I'll kind of like go back a little bit. I think the proudest moment also would be that I entered into what I would call the phase of my life when I went to college. And I was away from home, and I was able to stay there. And not only stay there, but to survive and to start a young life. And I was able to accomplish that. That's the first milestone, I would say.
Wow. And I can't believe that all that has happened.
Yes.
You know? What are the kinds of things that make you happy?
Being around my family, being around my children and grands. I like that. I also like going out into nature. I'm a nature person, and I just like not the wild west.
Like the bugs and the creatures.
I like bugs and creatures, and I also like birds. So birds are my favorite.
Yes.
And they teach us a lot about life. I guess you'll capitalize my other side. It's nature.
Nature.
Especially birds and butterflies.
I love that. Okay. BBB. Got it. That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are the most important lessons of your life that you've learned so far? What are two things, I should say?
Well, I got a good start. I got a good start from my parents. And I can't go any further than not giving them their accolades, because my parents were the kind of parents, the names were Mr. Willie Edwards and Miss Josephine. They embedded in me a lot of qualities about life. And not only that, how to survive, be very dignified, to be very helpful. My mom was a helpful person. She was more like a hospitality, a woman of hospitality. And my dad was one of, I could go to him for anything, talk to him. He was real down to earth. And not only was he down to earth with me, he also was down to earth with everybody that came in contact with him. So they also taught me about God and the religious background I have, and it is through their teaching and taking me to church, Sunday school, church, staying with God, that I know I am blessed today because of the goodness of the Lord.
Of the Lord.
So when I think about His goodness, I think about God, parents, and a bright future with my children and grands and great grands.
Yes, I know.
There will be more to come, right?
Yes, there will be with all of them. And I do forget sometimes that you are a great grandmother. That is such a great milestone to look at. Who has influenced you the most in your life?
Oh boy, it's not just one person. I think it's a multiplicity of all the children, my children. Each one of my children have taught me a lesson. Sharon has taught me a lot of faith, believe it or not. She think I have all the faith, but her faith has embedded in me to have more faith. She has crazy faith.
Crazy faith,
yes. And then we come on down to Noah. Noah has that stability, where I call him Fred. Fred is like, this is who you get. What you see is what you get. So
yes, that's exactly.
He's pretty stable. He's close to me in a way because he is a giving person and he's so concerned about me. Then we come down to my I call him my baby son. He's taught me life lessons that he would never probably understand.
And what's his name?
His name is Kirk.
Kirk, okay.
Yes. And so Kirk has taught me a lot about being a little different. Don't feel bad when I'm different, a little odd.
Right.
And he's given me accolades and told me to know my self-worth.
Yes.
He teaches me self-worth. My baby girl teaches me a lot about being stable, not wishy-washy, because I have the kind of character that my heart sometimes outweigh what I do. And she teaches me, no, mama, this is what we're going to do. She keeps me on
a straight path.
Straight path. So that, and then she's also my confidant, and she is my caretaker, teaching me about things of life.
Okay. All right. So, grandmother, what's your favorite memory of your siblings?
Playing. When we were in I guess some people call it the country, but I call the rural part of Mississippi. We never stayed around inside the house to do a lot of things. We always went outside. They did not want, my mother and father didn't have us huddling around them all the time. We pretty much stayed outside almost all day. I think there was moments when we actually was together as a family. We laughed, we talked. And then there's another side that we called the church side. I always enjoyed going home with some of my church friends. School was very important. So I have built a lifetime of memories, not just only on where I am now, but being reared in a rural area where actually you get away from all the hustle and bustle.
So talk about school. What made you actually want to start teaching and becoming like an educator in life? Okay.
I am a recipient of a sharecropper's daughter. Now some people took that with all pride. I didn't like it. I'm just going to say on this video, I didn't like it. I didn't like that part because I couldn't pick the cotton and I sure couldn't chop it either.
Ooh.
And no, I couldn't. So that motivation was, it's time for me to make my life now. So my mother and father agreed that I go off to school. My dad took me and he thought I was going to the boondock land because I chose Mississippi Valley State University. First of all, because it was near my home, and next was because I didn't have money. Amen. I started school with $10, and so in starting to school, I learned how to navigate with what I had.
Right.
How I was taught principles. Don't get involved with the wild group. Don't get involved with the parties on campus. So I stayed true to my teaching. And I stayed true to my religious background.
And I love that because, nowadays we need educators that are, very faith-based. Because in a world where we live, it's a lot of things that go on in these children's lives, and we have to make an impact in somehow. And I know for a fact you have made so many impactful like moments with your children, rather like it was just your first year of teaching up until really you retired, and that's a lot of years. And how many years did you work?
I worked 35 years.
Wow.
But now I have to take that I'm on the second leg of teaching, and that I teach young adults at church. I'm always waiting for somebody to give a word or to train, and that's what makes me really shine. I shine through others.
How did you meet your spouses? Because you have multiple, but tell your story.
Well, I don't want to use the word multiple, man. People think I've had 5
well,
or 6.
Grandma.
I've had only 2. So we'll say with the 2 that I met. I met Noah in college. Okay. And it was the first love sight by photo. So if you read my book, you'll be able to find out about that more. Right. So I don't want to give too many clues away. Oh. Okay. But it was something about his eyes and when I met him, I actually fell in love through a photo. I know this doesn't seem, this may be comical. And so I would hid the photo under my pillow until I got a chance to meet him personally. So he was a church guy, very funny, very opposite of me. And so when I got to college, I got a chance to actually meet him. I was already in love. It didn't take college to make me fall in love. I only had been married about 5 years, but he left with me a lot of memories, a lot of love, and he took care of me. He cooked for me, he fed me. I really was spoiled a lot.
And I like that you said that even though you've had a limited time with your first husband, like you spent so many memories and moments of just like learning from him, learning how to be in love, learning what love is. And so like love is such a powerful way of life, and I'm just so grateful that you were able to meet him, because you were able to birth, my uncle and my aunt. So that's so awesome. I know you had a second husband. So who was he?
The second husband is none other than Huey, and Huey was quite different from Noah in a good way, because it was through Huey that I learned survival skills, business. He taught me a lot about life, how not to be afraid. He was a man who had his concepts of life. Some people liked it and some didn't, but he held his grounds. And he really showed me a part of life, like the business that he was in, the produce business, how he would take things, simple lessons like an apple, and show me that it just because the apple has a little spot on it, it's not all the way bad. That's a teaching lesson. People have spots, but down in their inside, they're good people. Right. He taught me how to take hold of myself now when teaching other races besides black people. He said, "Well, Dorothy, if you can teach a good teacher, you can teach anybody." Exactly. He left with me 2 beautiful children. He also, I also have 2 other stepchildren as well. I would like to mention them in this interview, Grant and Kenneth. He was a man that you liked him or you didn't. You liked him or you didn't.
Or it was no in between, was it?
And some of his old saying was, "This is here, it would never be another one, amen." And he had made I can turn around on the dime and ask for 10 cents. A lot of things that he taught me. So I would say that when you put the 2 together, they all washed out. But one thing he did, we stayed together. We stayed married. Yes. Until death did do us part.
What was your business, and what did you love most about it?
Okay, my business was called House of Fashion. I was given that name while walking down the streets of Cleveland, Mississippi. I really wanted to change a career. Instead of a produce lady, I called it. I wanted something that I could attach to. Now, I don't know why business came. Maybe it could have been an infiltration of my husband too, with the business concept rubbing off on me. Right. So I rode down this little town, Cleveland, Mississippi. I didn't even think about that I would be the first black owner on the street. I just thought about, hey, I think I can own a business.
Which is so cool.
Yes. And I'm not the one off into a lot of fashions. So I had to have this gift from God. So while I was walking down, I started browsing through catalogs, and I saw this name, House of Fashion. So that's what I want to name my business.
Well, and it's kind of cool to also understand like the dynamic of you having a business, your husband having a business at the time, but also you both supported each other throughout all of the years that you stayed in business. So I love that. Okay, grandmother, What were your first accolades?
Okay, the first one was that being the first graduate, college graduate in my family. I was the first one to go off to college and get a 4-year. Then from that, I was the first one to move from there. And while I was on the campus at Mississippi Valley, I organized a religious group where ladies and boys like me could come and worship. And so I was part of that movement as well. Then moving on to not to high school, but to college, and being a teacher, I was able to go to a poor neighborhood and be responsible for giving seniors their first prom. Then coming on from there, I was able to organize a professional and business women organization of Cleveland. So now I have my business. I was the first black woman, to have a store downtown Cleveland. And then coming from there to really, I guess, to write a memoir.
Yes,
in my family. So my book was supposed to come out sometime this year.
Yes, we're excited.
Yes, I'm so excited about that. And so though that I would like to say she did write about.
Yes, Aunt Joyce.
So we are two
authors
that have
in the
made
family.
life in education and in book writing.
Yes, which is very big milestones.
Yes.
Okay, so I love your life story. It's just so many good things that you've just done. I love it. Okay, so next question is, what is the most rewarding thing about getting older?
To realize that life is ever changing. But I go and move so fast, I don't even know if I feel the change. I may feel it, I may wake up one morning, one little old knee trying to ache a little bit, and I talk to it and pat it and put some alcohol, but I have not felt the age of what some people feel, what it feels like to be this old.
Right.
Or this age. And I'm very active. I'm always dreaming. I don't even sit down unless I have 3 or 4 different things in front of me that I'm planning. I'm a planner, not just vision. So I guess you would kind of label me as a visionary.
You are a visionary. You're an innovator and teacher. So I can name so many things about you, Grandma, but that is a very good statement. Okay.
Yes.
What life advice would you pass along?
To stay with God.
Got it.
To have a place that you call a home. To have a natural home, a spiritual home, and a heavenly home. And the advice that I'm saying, stay on the right road no matter what happens in your life. Pick yourself up, brush yourself off, make a new start. Don't let life get you down.
Right.
And move forward. Keep moving. Whatsoever you do, just keep moving in life and keep God first. And he said he will direct your path.
He will always. Love it. Before we go, how would you like to be remembered?
As a caring person. As a person who looked at everybody non-judgmental.
Right.
Who is a striver and who want people to know of Christ to help you. You can do whatever your heart is set out to do. I also want to be remembered as someone who actually cared about people.
Right.
And be able to listen. I have become a very, very good listener. So I want it to go in on my record that she really was a mother figure to me and others.
Yes.
I think that's the greatest thing that I want someone to say.
Oh, your biggest legacy is just that you are a spiritual woman of God that has created so many miracles in people's lives, and you want them to stay on the right path, be with the right people, learn the lessons of love at the highest. And defeat, yes. And learning that life is just about living. So I love that, Grandma.
You're welcome.
And I'm so proud of you. And I'm grateful that you're here. And to all the other people that's watching, just know that she is such a powerful, powerful woman. And I cannot believe that she's met so many different people. And if you weren't mentioned in this video, just know that she loves you from the bottom of her heart. Any last words, Grandma?
Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. This would not have happened without you. So I appreciate that very much.
You're very welcome. I love you, Grandma.
Love you too.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.